they started making noise. So everybody, let's join Jesse Arnold and his buddy Curtis Ackerman. Because when indulging in fine geekery, it's always best to bring a friend or two. Shooting the shell. Everybody loves shooting the shell. Let's start shooting the shell. You're gonna love it now. Let's start shooting the shell. Just might make you say wow. Let's enjoy some fun conversation. We'll be shooting the shell around the nation. Let's start shooting the shell.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Shooting the Shelf. Oh, Curtis, what is that you are wearing tonight?
Flannel gang.
Excellent. Now, correct me if I'm wrong. This is your first flannel, correct?
First flannel ever. Yeah. My wife told me today, she's like, she's like, what do you think? I was like, it's pretty cool. She's like, just wait till we wash it. It's going to be even softer. I was like, okay.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Flannels are great.
Yeah.
They're my superhero cape.
Well, there you go.
Yeah. I saw some Disney movie or something when I was a kid.
Mhm.
And it was like some kid riding around in like California or something. And he's riding around on his little dirt bike or whatever. And he wasn't wearing a flannel, but he was wearing like a button-up t-shirt. And it was like blowing behind him like a cape. And ever since I saw it as a kid, I'm like, I want to wear shirts like that all the time. And then the 90s happened and grunge became a thing. And I was like, perfect.
Well, there we go.
So there you go.
I'm now a superhero with Jesse. So we got a bunch of folks with us tonight. I see Dave working out there. We've got Wholesome Warlock, Van, Purple Gang, Rygon, Carver Customs, Steve O'Bag, Kirby Smith's out there, and I don't remember this from last episode, but it says last time on Shooting the Shelf, Captain Arnold was assimilated by the Borg and forced to shave from head to toe. First Officer Ackerman must decide whether to snap his former friend in half. So I don't remember that happening, but yeah, well, I guess we'll see tonight on the adventure what happens.
Was I coded in vac metal?
I don't know. I'm not sure. We've got Stacy Lynn with us. We've got Darla Ackerman. Hey, I know her. Schmerberger, Jacob Forner, Jeremy Govier. Sure. You want to try that one?
Govier.
All right.
I don't know if that's right.
We've got Eldor out here. We've got Carver Customs asks Len guest host. And no, we do not have Len tonight. We don't even have fake Len.
I love Len. He does not have, the whatever proprietary rights to wearing a bandana.
Yeah, that's true. We've got the Toy Locos, Kevin McCoy. So we got one McCoy in chat, and I think we're gonna have another McCoy here. We got G out there, Kent Pool. Who else? Sawback's Nate Strong, Joe Gonzalez, and Chucka Luck. So thanks for everybody watching live. Anybody watching on replay, we're gonna have a fun time tonight. So Go Veer. Gotcha.
If I'm reading the typed out pronunciation correct.
Yeah.
And quick shout out to last week's super chats: Purple Gang, Kent Pool Collects, Van Johnson, Hedgehog Action, Len LaGuardia, G, and that is it from last week. So thank you all for the super chats.
Beautiful. And I see we've got Keithlin out there. So hello. There you go. And
don't worry, there will be no goats on tonight's episode, at least none that I know of.
Yep.
Well,
all right. Well, let's bring some guests on here.
All righty. Let's do that. First up, I'm going alphabetical order because that's the way they're on my screen. Amber Gonzalez. How's it going, Amber?
Hi, guys. I'm good. How are you?
Excellent.
Doing
Did
all right.
Ryan leave the station in order? Everything looks good. He didn't mess
I
anything
didn't
up.
touch anything. Well, I wasn't allowed to touch it, so
Okay. We told him last night he
Don't
needed
touch
to
the
keep it
mic.
in good order. So okay. Nice.
And joining Amber is Tonya McCoy. We got
Hey,
How's it going, Tonya?
going good. How are you guys doing?
Doing awesome. I mean, we're not like rolling in prize winnings from every single show like the McCoys, but you know, we're doing all right.
you had your run on that, Curtis.
We do not win every single show. And by the way, Steph and Dave, I think they have us beat.
Yeah.
Oh,
I
they have you beat.
yeah, the Orkins and the McCoys are like the new Hatfield and McCoys. Like you guys are just fighting over all the prizes, you know.
Well, wasn't someone calling you Raffle Man for a while, Curtis
Yeah.
Raffleman? Because you
Yeah,
were winning
I
all
did
the...
well on the dwarf ones, and then like I did so well that for the next year and a half, it's like, yeah, you're not winning nothing. But that's all right. That's all right.
giveaways. We're not doing it yet, but we will have a giveaway we'll get to a little bit later in the show.
Yes, we do.
Awesome.
But why don't we jump into our shelf selections?
Let's do that, Jesse. So the first one here is one of my selections. This is visual approach photo with underscores in between there. And what I really liked about this, he used different scale figures so that Vader in the front is a Hasbro. Hold on, I'm trying to pull it up here.
The
because
hyper real.
that might be it. Hold on.
They were like a 9-inch or something like that.
Yeah, I think that is correct. Well, I'll have to look. It's in the comments, but so yeah, he used a different version Vader there that's a little bit taller. Then he used Black Series stormtroopers in the front, and then he used vintage stormtroopers in the back. So then when you take the photo, it looks like it's this really, like the perspective of it is really cool to where it looks like this big, huge, giant, photo with this like whole army there. And really it's just this tiny setup in front of the camera. So I just thought that came out really cool.
I totally agree. I like seeing the behind the scenes shot as well. I think that's just really cool. Again, getting that narrowing that down into the lens to making it look like he's actually like moving them through like this like canyon to attack. I just think is really cool. And seeing Darth Vader like out in front of the troops, like in a battle and not just fighting, another opponent. I think it's really cool.
Yeah, you were right. It was that hyper real Vader. So I guess he stands a little taller than the Black Series, and then the Black Series is also taller than the vintage collection, and then it just all makes for this like really cool photo. So
Yeah, I love the way they did the perspective, like having the larger and then a little bit smaller and then smaller in the back. I mean, it just really seeing the behind the scenes and the way he did it is kind of cool.
Yeah, it looks like something out of a movie. Like it really does look like a whole bunch of people lined up in a big deep photo. But yeah,
I can hear the mechanic clanking of the walker and John Williams' score starting to come in, and just the troop like the marching and
very cool.
Oh, okay, all right. I was gonna say.
Gotcha.
They're mad at me because they're mad at me because I commented on the Cosmic Cabal logo. Not the flags themselves. I'm sorry.
This next one is from Jesse.
So this is late_toy_show on Instagram. It's weird. When I was scrolling through Facebook, the first thing I saw was Eye of the Tiger, and I was like, yeah, that just always catches my attention, especially this week. But the shot when I saw it of Spider-Man 2099, getting ready to like slam Miles down, I just thought was a really cool like recapturing of that moment from the movie. And I think he even has like a comment. He's like, "Hold still, I'm just trying to slam you into the ground," or something like that. and I just thought it was really cool, like that from below perspective. It feels really dynamic and intense.
Yeah, I love the pose here. Like it it looks like, Miles has absolutely no control over what's going on. Like he is totally being manhandled here. And yeah, like you said, getting ready to be slammed. So that's a really cool pose. I'm sure there was some wires or something else holding this up. That was then edited out afterwards. But yeah, this looks really cool.
Yeah, the
What about you,
behind the
ladies?
scenes on this one would have been cool to see exactly how they got that. But yeah, I agree with you. His pose is he's got no control, and it looks good. Looks really good.
Yeah,
Really good. I like it.
cool.
Very cool.
Next one. This one is one of my selections. This is our buddy Jesse Fire Rising. And I actually posted this in our Legend Daddies group. It's the Last Ronin turtle with one of these NECA foot soldiers. And I just, man, you talk about like real, like this looks straight out of a movie like that. The couple things here. One, I really appreciate how nice the toys look. Like this makes me want to go out and buy one of those foot soldiers because it looks so good. But then the setup, the punch, the whip of the head there, just the rain and the lightning in the background, just a beautiful photo, beautiful toys, all came together here. And I absolutely love this shot.
Yeah, the cinematic with the lightning bolt and the water effects, and knowing Jesse after we had him on, he's probably got like a water bottle there, adding some actual water to it and everything, and just the turn of the head. Like I feel like that foot soldier's head, just that neck, just made some rather crunchy sounds after that punch.
I see a comment by Purple Gang Gang, says great shot. I love Donatello. He's great. Just saying. Yeah, you might be a little surprised then if you haven't read Last Ronin. That's all I'll say. But yes, I also love Donatello. He is my favorite. So, what about you, ladies? You got anything on this one?
I'm ready to watch the movie.
Yeah.
Right. I love how he got like the lightning in the background and like used water for it, like effects. That's cool.
Yeah, even it looks like there's water like bouncing off of him as he's being punched as well as just, so it's not just the rain coming down, but it's also like, some movement to it. So that's really cool.
Yeah. I mean, it looks like someone took like Frank Miller had done a Ninja Turtles comic and someone brought it to life. Like just the lightning bolt and the brutality of it just feels very Frank Miller-esque to me. Yeah. Awesome shot.
Beautiful. Next one is Jesse's.
So this is from Action Figure Neverland. I don't know. I think this is something Asura. I'm not sure what the figure is exactly. But just like the meditating, floating in that magic effect, I just thought was really cool. And it just really grabbed my attention. That green light always kind of puts off, like that pale green puts off like kind of a sickly, kind of evil thing. I don't know what this character is all about, but it looks really cool. And I just thought that was a really fun shot.
Yeah, I don't remember the name of this character. I did see it up for sale recently. I can't remember the name of it, but I know it's basically like an orc with like some Eastern
Asura the Red Demon.
There you go. He's really cool figure. And then they've got it here where it looks like he's got his legs crossed. He's got this magic effect around him and the lighting and everything. It's kind of I don't know, like very Doctor Strange-ish, So yeah, it's a cool pose and I love the way he's got it set it up here.
Totally.
Yeah, Doctor Strange was the first thing I thought when I saw this, but I love how it looks like he's sitting above the clouds.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
Very cool.
Next one. So this is one that had like a little video with it.
This is awesome.
And you know, at first I saw like the behind the scenes before I saw the picture, and I'm like, what the hell is this guy doing? He's got like, you know, the Marty McFly from Back to the Future. He's got a laundry detergent bottle, and then he had like a Superman posed in the background in front of a TV. But then, you know, you get it all together and you don't even notice that that's Marty McFly because he darkens it up. So it just looks like a passenger on a plane looking out a window and seeing Superman flying by. And it's, you know, so it creates this really cool shot just using, you know, a bottle of laundry detergent. So yeah, I just thought this was really cool and I wanted to put that on this week. And this is Cyril.mallet.photography. So
that is so cool, like using that laundry detergent bottle as like a plane window. I love it. I love the creativity these toy photographers use to establish these shots, because like we've said before, you know, you're only getting like a narrow scope on a lot of these. So
yeah, and it's one of those
genius.
where like you know, obviously we know that in photography nowadays there's a lot of Photoshop, there's even some AI and stuff. So anytime that you can have a practical effect that, you know, creates that look that you want to do, I'm just super impressed by that. So yeah, I mean, just, you know, and just the thought process. We talked about it when we had Sig on the show, and just kind of how he looks at things differently than some other customizers. Like to look at that laundry detergent bottle and go, oh, I could make that into a plane window. Like I don't even know who thinks that way. Like who looks at that and goes, oh, I could do this with it.
Well,
so yeah,
and
that's
with the
awesome.
fact that the bottle, the handle's like crooked, like he had to pose Marty that way and Superman the right way so that he could like kind of straighten it up, or they straightened it up a little bit compared to the angle it's at. So that's really cool. Very nice.
Definitely.
That's cool.
Any other thoughts on this one, ladies?
I want to see that next time I look at a plane, but I'm not a lady. Sorry.
I just love the creativity.
Yeah.
I would have never thought to do that.
Yeah. Yeah, their kids are gonna love it. That's true. This one is from Jesse.
We were talking about how stuff is, you know, added into photos, and at first I thought this was like AI enhanced and other things. And there might be some of that to it, but the Conan and Dark Wolf and the T-Rex are all actual toys. The behind the scenes are cool on it. The way it's posed and shot, it's kind of like that Vader one where there's some trick angles, because that T-Rex is not that much bigger, and I think that might be the V-Rex from Kong. I could be wrong. But like it's not that much larger than the figures are in reality, but just the way they established a shot and took this, I think, was really cool. And this is nofate_figures and master.of.toys, but it was on the No Fate page. Just epic battle. You got the ruined battlefield, the torches, the carrion birds flying overhead, and just the two of them going at it and the T-Rex coming in. I was just like, yeah, I can't not pick this, even if there's not a fuzz monkey.
Yeah. The only thing I've got with this one is how mad would you have to be at somebody that you could still focus on attacking them when there's a T-Rex behind you and not like shit yourself, you know? like he doesn't even care that there's a T-Rex behind him, and like we're still gonna fight. Like this is, you know, if there's ever a time to say, okay, let's put our weapons down and just, you know, hightail it out of here, this would be it. But they're like, no, we're still gonna battle this out. So
I feel like these are the two guys. These are the two guys that would do it. And you know, the T-Rex might just be like, I'll just wait. I'll wait. You guys do your thing.
Yeah. I got winners. Yeah.
I think that there are so many people running away from this scene that T-Rex is not even paying them any attention. He's trying to find the ones that are running.
Yeah. Well, and it kind of does look like that. It kind of looks like the T-Rex isn't focusing on them. Like it's just kind of, you know, charging at something else in the background. So yeah. But no, if I'm ever in, I don't care what kind of argument I'm in with somebody. If there's a T-Rex behind me, that other person won the argument. I'm done. So yeah.
Completely agree with you, Curtis.
Yeah.
Yes.
Here's my next one, and I absolutely love this. So this is Eye of Watu, and it is using it's a Mafex Robin, that it was from a 2-pack that was the help me out, Jesse, the female Robin, Stephanie something, isn't that it?
Is it Stephanie Brown?
Yeah, I think so. Anyway, but then it's got a young Dick Grayson custom head that was put on it to kind of create this young Dick Grayson look. And then, you've got obviously the photo kind of doing some acrobatics here, and then the labeling on this to where it actually looks like it's, off the cover of a comic book. So
yeah,
I just thought this was Carrie Kelly. Gotcha.
Yep. Sorry, I'm not as well versed on my Batman Robins characters.
Yeah, I kind of went to Jesse on there because of his, comic book knowledge, but not DC.
My DC comic book knowledge is not that strong.
Yeah, Jesse got really mad at Batman when they started coming out on Tuesdays. So but anyway, so to take that female Robin figure, pop a new head on it and turn it into a young Dick Grayson, and then the whole acrobatic moves and just making it into like the cover of a comic book. I just thought this was really cool.
That is very cool. I feel like whichever version of Robin it is needs some pants.
Yeah. The only piece of feedback I would have for this, and I'm no photographer. I know Watu's amazing photographer, and I'm not. The only piece of feedback I would have is I think if that Robin title of the comic was in front, it would have covered the joints of that knee a little bit better, so it wouldn't have looked so much like an action figure. But still, great pose, great shot. I love it. So,
and to be fair, I know that's comic book accurate for a lot of the Robins. I just don't like it. That's just a taste thing.
Yeah. Yep, pants are optional when it comes to Robins. So, and last one by Jesse.
All right, this is Archer Hawk. Again, this is that same Asura figure, Asura the Red Demon, going up against Mythic Legion's Forest Troll. Again, doing that whole perspective thing where the object in the background's blurred out, the main character's in focus. I think it's just a fun. Like after watching Blue Eye Samurai recently, I'm rewatching it with a friend on Sundays now. Like this just feels like something that would fit into a world like that. Yeah.
Speaking of Blue Eye Samurai, we did a Wednesday win shot on that, right?
You're never gonna let me live that down, are you?
No.
Yes,
and the great thing is that nobody knows what I'm talking about yet.
Nope.
They will. You guys will know what I'm talking about soon.
Or you won't. I don't know. Depends if you watch.
Yeah. Justin's gonna edit it out.
No, I don't edit if I don't have to.
I do think this is a cool shot. I love the facing down a troll, the mixing of lines and then just the scenery with it. Like this it looks really cool. And then I don't have that figure, so I don't know. I'm guessing that's a soft good kind of cape blowing in the wind. It could be rubberized, but it really looks like it's soft good. So just the kind of movement on that as well gives the scene a little bit more too. So yeah, I think this is really neat. Ladies, you got anything?
I think it's
really
a great
like
picture.
Like the fog in the background too.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, they did a good job of rolling that fog in. So cool. I think that is it for shelf selections.
Hey, there we go.
Beautiful. Are we gonna do you want to get the tool rolling and start collecting names, or we want to wait on the giveaway for later?
Yeah, sure. Why not? Before we jump into the conversation and interrupt, let's roll this. So, folks, Wolf King made some new heads, and they're going to be becoming available soon. But Len wanted us to give away a set, so Len is providing a set of the Jesslyn heads. Tom, Abigail, and Scrumble the Many is the name on that wizard. Yeah, so folks, go ahead. Let me so we've got, so this is Tom with an H, a silent H. This is Scrumble and Abigail. Of course, you can name them and paint them and do whatever you want with them, but that's who they are in my head.
All right.
And Curtis and the crew put those together and surprised me with those last week, which blew me away. So we're gonna present.
Yeah, the H is silent. Wholesome Warlock lets us know. Yeah.
Yes.
It's not Thom. It's Tom.
Yeah. All right. So let me get this tool over here on the screen. I'm not calling someone a tool. Hashtag Jesslins.
There you go. So
right
enter in
down.
hashtag Jesslins to be entered in for a set of all 3 heads. So
there you go. I'll switch this to a banner so we can pull that down and get talking.
That works.
Yeah. All right. So hashtag Jesslins. We'll let this run for a couple minutes, and then spin the wheel. So we'll leave that up down there. So, Legions ladies, welcome to the Shelve. We started this conversation, I think, back in like October, and just with not wanting to rush through the holidays and everything. So we're finally here. Got you on. How's it going? How's the Legion Ladies live going? I mean, I've seen it, but I want to hear your thoughts on it.
It's so much fun.
It's
just like really nice to have different people on, like talk, like different perspectives on things.
Yeah.
Getting to know everyone.
You guys liking that time slot and alternating weeks with Dorklair?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the time slot is really good. I think Bill would like to have the freedom of like not having
to schedule
opposite us.
Yeah.
But he has been very gracious and very lovely in making room for another YouTube. I think for me it's been awesome. You know, the community is amazing, and once you become friends with people, it's, you know, you're friends. And you know, we went to Legions Con 2022 the first time, and met people there. And then so this past year, you know, when we were there again, it was really cool to see the same people. But what I found, and one of the issues that I found, is that us ladies, although, you know, we talk some on Legions ladies, we weren't really getting to know each other. And so I really felt like I wanted a platform for us to be able to talk and get to know each other better. And then, you know, to get to know other people in the community that we don't know as well either. So it's really given us a lot of chances to spend time with people that we wouldn't otherwise. And it's been awesome.
That's very cool. Well, you guys you've got 6 episodes in the books. You guys are real close to 250 subscribers already. Nice. Anything that you guys want to talk about as far as promoting your channel or getting people to go over there and subscribe? But it seems like you guys are doing pretty well.
Well, I mean, yeah, we would. The goal is for us to hit the 500 mark, because that's where, you know, we can start doing a little bit more than what we can until we hit that mark. You know, love to get up to 500 and be able to, you know, to do that. But at the same time, I mean, we're growing and people are watching and they seem to enjoy it. Of course, the first episode is very heavily watched, and then Jeremy's episode is very heavily watched,
Yeah.
which you had to expect. And I imagine Walter's episode will be the same way, because those are people that not only are important to Legion's ladies, but to the entire community. They're, they're out there and kind of the face of Mythics. So I kind of think that has a lot to do with it. Well, thank you for subscribing, Terrence.
Yeah, they're right now you guys are at 238 subscribers. So we're not going to end this episode until you're at 250. So just so you know, you're stuck with us. So everybody watching, if you're not subscribed already, you need to go over there,
subscribe,
because we can't end the show until they get to 250. So, all right.
And that's really, I was gonna say, that's really cool. I'm not comparing, it's apples to oranges. Everybody's show is different, but like, I don't think this channel hit 250 till sometime last year, towards the very, I think the very end of 2022, maybe. So, that push, that last push, it's just gonna, especially if you make a push for it and ask for it and get people to help promote it, I think you'll definitely get there before the end of the year. No, I don't think that's going to be a problem.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I think, but just the support that we've got, I mean, really, and Amber can attest to this too. I mean, every single YouTube show that comes on that I watch, especially if I'm in the comments, somebody says, hey, they see me in the comments, they say, hey, and they said, oh, Legion's ladies, you guys have got to go watch the show. And, it just, it makes me smile. It makes me happy. It makes me, really thrilled that people like the show and that, they want to spend their time watching me and Amber talk to people. I mean, really? But it has, it's just a different kind of thing. And it's just amazing. It is this community. I am blown away by this community every single day.
Yeah, it's you guys kind of took off. I mean, even your first couple episodes before you had, Jeremy and Walter on and stuff, it seemed like the chat was really popping. Like there was a lot of folks in there and it kind of took off. So as you guys are kind of getting settled and you're kind of figuring out kind of who you are and what your show's about, I mean, there's folks like me and Jesse, we tend to hit like every single show. Like, we're in the chat every night. But there's some people that are a little bit more selective and obviously there's a lot of, shows out there that are covering, whether it's certain waves that have been released or, pre-orders that are open, things like that. So for those people that may be watching, like, what is it that you feel like your channel is going to bring or that you guys want to bring to your show that's a little bit different, that maybe offers a different perspective that people want to tune in for?
And I don't want to step on anybody's toe. I think a different perspective. I think that, talking to a lady about something and talking to a man about something there's two totally separate perspectives. One of the fun things that we did with Jeremy and then turned around and did with Walter was talking about things that are more related to their lives. What was it like as a kid? What did, things like that. And I think that came off really cool. And I think people learned stuff about them that they would not have known otherwise. And I think that's something that's kind of a neat thing that we did, and that we are going to continue to do that with other guests as they come on. I don't know about Amber, but I think a lot of times women who collect toys, there are not as many of us. And I kind of feel like sometimes we get lost in the background sometimes. And really, we love them too, and we don't get as much people talking to us about them. We don't, in the area that I live in, there's nobody for me to go up to and say, "Hey, did you see the latest one? Can you wait? I'm waiting for boxes and it's not here, and all ends are coming hopefully next week, and I'm super excited." But there's
Right.
nobody. But Legion's Ladies Lives gives me a chance to talk with Amber, to talk with lots of other people about the toys and how much I love them, and they're just freaking amazing pieces of art. And then to have that artist community on top of it that take those pieces and put them together differently and create, again, amazing little pieces of art that is just in a figure. I've never collected figures, guys. It is not something that I've ever done. My husband has collected figures the entire time that we have known each other, which is third grade. So,
Oh, wow.
you know, but I have never said, I want a figure the entire time that he and I have been together. Never said it. Until I saw Artemis riding a moose. And then I wanted it. And I am hooked. I mean, we get all the all-ins. We try to get at least one of every character. I don't even like sci-fi. And I collect cosmic. Just great little pieces of art. It's crazy.
So with that in mind, I know you know, I was part of the Legion's cast this past week when we were doing the show, you know, ranking all the female characters. And we really talked about how Four Horsemen does a really great job, in my opinion, of making these strong female characters that are not just like sexual objects, but they're actually like cool characters with backstories that are strong people, that are an important part of the story. So can you talk a little bit, both of you guys, about, you know, like your connection with this line and what that means to you to see, you know, women being represented in a way that they're important to the line? I'll start with you, Amber. What, you know, just kind of get your thoughts on that.
Well, I got sucked in at ZoloCon. We saw like a big, huge ogre thing, and we were like, "What the heck is that? We have to hit that table." We run over there, and I see Thalen and Balam are like the first two that I got. But like it was just so cool. Like it wasn't, like you said, just like a sexual object, or like she wasn't like half naked, but like she looked cool. And it was just a spiral from there. Now I just love every one of the figures, male or female.
Yeah. It's interesting to see that entry point for people, because some people, it's the Motu tributes, you know, they had a connection with He-Man or whatever, and that pulls them in. I've seen people that get pulled in by the Templars and just kind of the real world aspect of that. You've got the figure Obscura now that has pulled some people into the line because, you know, maybe they didn't know about these, but they're like, oh, I know this character. I know who Krampus is, or I know who Headless Horseman is, or something.
Yeah.
So that's interesting seeing, like, for you, you know, kind of being pulled in by a certain character and then seeing all the rest of it and going, oh, wow, I like all of this. So yeah, that's neat. And what about you, Tonya? What are your thoughts about, like, just how Four Horsemen does it at integrating women into the line and you know, the line in general?
I think they do a really good job. I think, especially, you know, when Thrace hit, and then we've got several of the you know, we had the opportunity for Thrace, and then they brought out the Cosmics and did them, and they were fan-freaking-tastic. You know, and then went into Necronominus with Beluilith. She is amazing. Several of the, you know, and then to come into Noble Bear and, you know, Rising Suns and see the dwarf And then Neve, of course, everybody really loves her. I think it's amazing. I've got, Alithia, Thalen, lots and lots and lots of the females. Of course, Artemis is the one that I saw that drew me in. Trying to think, I think maybe Thalen was my first female character that I got. And I've purchased my husband and I both have the collection, but like when we're out at toy swaps and stuff, like I'll buy my own figures. I mean, like I'm not like, oh, he's gonna buy. No, I buy my own as well. And I'm like, I really need this, and Kevin's like, okay, buy it. So I do, and but it really is like a sickness. I mean, it draws you in. You got to have it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it is amazing, and it is cool to see the way that they are looking at the demographics and what we need and what the line needs, and putting it all together and giving us some badass females that are just amazing.
Yeah, and I liked, when we had Eric on the episode that he was here, and we were kind of talking about that. He said it's not like they go into a wave saying, "Oh, well, we need to put a dwarf in here, and we need to put a female, and we need to put a this and that." It really has to fit into the story, but women are so incorporated into this line that it just kind of happens naturally. So I like that it doesn't have to be a forced thing. And you have, these women in the story, like, Queen Urxa is the leader of the orcs. And like, that's, if there's any race that I would think would be kind of misogynistic and not want to follow a female, it would be the orcs. But she's just that powerful and that, that great of a leader that they follow her. And you've got, Artemis and Thalen, and you got all these ones that just have like really strong stories too. It's not like they're just, side characters or anything. Like they're a very important part of the story. So yeah, I think that's really cool. Joe says, absolutely, it needs a dwarf. Yeah, well, Joe does that, but Eric doesn't. Eric just wants to make a good wave that's interesting. So it's cool that making an interesting wave also does include a couple female characters, and really cool ones, because I mean, Jesse and I, both of our favorite characters in this last wave was Nieve. Like we absolutely loved it.
Oh,
so.
yeah.
She might become my. I don't know if she'll top Thistlethorn. We'll find out when I get her in hand. But I just like the story, like the figure is cool, and like you're saying, not being like half naked or sexual. Like she is got a lot of skin showing, but like it fits her story without being like.
It does.
I mean, she's a frost elf, gladiator, like barbarian. So it's like it's not it works. And when they did the whole story, like she was gonna kill Atlas for ruining her reputation in the arena and everything, but then she has this vision with the great wolf, and I was like, oh, okay, I need to know a lot more about this character. This is freaking cool. It's like the scene in Braveheart when Stephen, the Irish guy, looks like he's gonna betray and kill him, but he's really saves him from the other guy. I feel like it's that kind of. I love that dynamic between like a right hand and a leader kind of a thing. So I just really think that's a really cool story. And the parts on it, I'm going to remake the main character from my book, which Tonya's gotten to read, out of Thalen Neve parts.
And I think that's going to be amazing. Amazing. I can't wait to see it.
Very cool.
That book was good.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I've started it
now too.
Yeah, I've started it, but I'm a very slow reader, and a lot of times I have to reread parts just to make sure that I'm comprehending things, and just I've got a visual of what's going on in my head. So it takes a little bit.
I'll send you some pictures to help realize the characters for you.
Yeah, I appreciate that. So
did that for me after I read the book.
yeah, I need pictures as I go along.
I too am a slow reader.
Yeah. So we've talked about kind of the show and how things are going there, which it's, so everybody go subscribe every other Thursday. Have had some great guests so far. Anything else that you guys got coming up that you want to promote? Anything that people can look forward to on there? Whether it's
So we are
guests or...
super excited, and you guys are the first to know. Kevin is going to be working on the thumbnail this coming week.
Mhm.
We are going to have John and Rebecca
Oh, nice.
from
The
Amber, what's the website?
cosplayers, right?
Yes.
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
We are going to have them on this upcoming episode, and I am super excited to just get to know them a little better. I was able to get my picture taken with them at Legion's Con on Sunday. And my goodness, that was something else. So I'm really, Simple Tricks and Nonsense. But I'm
Simple Tricks
super
and Nonsense
excited
and
to
Action Girl. Was it Action Girl Diabolic or something?
Maybe, that sounds about right. But I'm super excited to talk to them. I think Amber and I both were wanting to talk to somebody who does cosplays and kind of talk us through what they do. So I'm excited about that. So
yeah, it's Rebecca's actually on a YouTube show on Sunday nights, Fans of Power, which is a Masters of the Universe podcast. And I know that those two had done cosplay for a long time before they got into Legions, and it was, mostly Masters of the Universe related, some other, like Thundercats and things like that. So it's been interesting as they've, started getting into Legions, and now you're starting to see these Legions cosplays. Like the first one I think they did was the reinforcements, where they did the goblin and the skeleton. And I think that was at PowerCon, right? And then, obviously,
wasn't it at Toylanta? It was Toylanta.
Oh yeah. Yeah, it was Toylanta.
Because we got to see
Toylanta.
them at Toylanta last year. We went to Toylanta and saw them there, and that was the first time that they saw them. And they got the best picture that I saw online was a picture of them holding the character that they were representing. Like they had a box with the character that they were representing. It was so neat. It was so cool.
And then this year at Legion's Con, they were Red Death and Alithia, which, I mean, that Alithia was unbelievable. Like they brought that character to life. Like it was crazy. So yeah, it's been interesting kind of just seeing them, because I've known them as cosplayers in the past, but see them kind of move that into the Legions realm. And I'm hoping that pushes some other cosplayers to start, really getting into the Legion side of things, so that we can see more of that. I think that's really cool.
Yeah, and I'm looking forward to talking to them about, kind of their journey into Legions and where they came from. That's gonna be an interesting, I think, not only watching their journey, but then also learning about cosplay, because I don't know, anything about it. So I think it's gonna be a great conversation.
Yeah, because it's not only just wearing the cosplay and kind of becoming those characters, but it's also creating, like they make all their own outfits. So they're not just like going out and buying this stuff and applying the makeup and going, like they're creating this stuff from scratch. And I know they've got well, I'll let them tell their story, but basically they go through a lot of work to create these things. And I think that's going to be a really fun interview. So cool.
So that is going to be on the 14th, 15th. I can't remember the exact date. The 15th.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Beautiful.
Yep.
So show's going good. Collection's going good. Let's talk a little bit about this Legions ladies group that you guys are in. Okay. Because, it wouldn't be shooting the shelf if I didn't hit you with some of the hard questions.
Absolutely.
So I know when it was created, there were some folks a little irritated because there's a lot of subgroups when it comes to legions, right? You got your dwarf group, you got your vampire group, you got your this and that, whatever. And they're all open to pretty much everybody. This one was not. This one is strictly for ladies. And I know why, because my wife is in the group, and I can tell you that she would not be doing the capes that she's doing. She would not be involved in this. She probably wouldn't have come to Legions Con if there weren't for a Legions ladies group, because it for her has allowed her to be in a place where she's comfortable talking with other women about this stuff. But can you guys, just from your perspective and just from the people that you've met in the group, talk about why it's important for there to be a Legions ladies group? Why is that group important?
Well, I feel like a lot of, like, I've seen people come into the group that say, like, oh, I've tried to post in the Cabal and, like, got, like, no reaction or things like that. But when they, like, post Legions ladies, they get, like, more comments, more reactions, things like that. So it's, like, more comfortable for some people.
Gotcha. Okay.
And again, back to Darla, women feel comfortable talking with women. And a lot of times toy collecting is a thing that the guys do. And out of a toy collecting community, probably 75-85% are going to be men.
Probably. Yep.
And you are going to have a very small amount that's going to be women. And in order to get other women feeling comfortable talking about toys and all of the stuff, then it is very important to give them a place to go talk to other women, because women are going to do much better together than they are apart. And again, it goes back to, when we created Legions Ladies Live, it was very much, to give us time to get together and get to know each other, and to, include all the ladies. And no matter, it started as Legions Ladies, but my hope is that if you collect toys at all as a lady, that you can feel comfortable coming into Legions Ladies and talk toys with all the ladies.
Yeah.
But I think that it gives them that first jump in. Let's get everybody acclimated to talking toys before they jump out and jump into a place like the Cabal.
Yeah, I think that's a great point, because it's not like you guys don't have this group as a replacement for the Cabal. It's not like you're saying, hey, join our group instead of that, right?
Not at all.
It's really, this is a safe place for you to kind of get used to this stuff, to talk about this, get familiar. And then you also have the Cabal, which is much larger and has all these other folks in it, and kind of go from there. So I think that was a good explanation of it. And anybody else that after hearing that is still, irritated or upset that they're not allowed in, tough noogies. It's just, that's just the way it is. Because it has allowed people to have a voice and to get more comfortable with the stuff that maybe they wouldn't have been able to otherwise. So I absolutely love it. The fact that I was able to, bring my wife to Legions Con, and she was able to have such a great time and really get into it and love this stuff, has been amazing. And, we've talked about it on a few other episodes, that it's cool to see Legions Con and just the Legions community growing from, this male dominated thing to, having some females in here, having families in here, having people bring their kids. And this is, to where this is like, you go to Legions Con and now it's a family thing. It's like a family vacation. I see little kids out there that are painting and popping and swapping, and people are playing with their kids and their wives, and they're having fun. And that's what it's all about. So yeah, it's really cool.
there is nothing that I love more than getting on Legion's Ladies Live with Keithlin before all the action happens, and her son is playing with Legions and popping and swapping right there in front of me and has to show us exactly what he's done. I mean, there is nothing that I love more. Thank you.
Thank you.
Than that. And yay, yes. Come join us on Legion Ladies Live every other Thursday at 7:30 p.m.
There we go.
But it makes me so excited to be able to see that in this community. Again, a safe place for women, safe place for families. Legion's Con is amazing. To see all the kids that were there this year was fantastic. And for, again, women who want to get into the line or who are on the peripheral with their husbands, to see other women loving it and then coming to be a part of it is amazing. There's just so much. There's just so much of that.
So then, we go to Legion's Con, you go to G-Con, you see these reveals, and then they put the display case up, and you've got Nieve, who is just this amazing character that everybody loves, and she's in the case, and she's holding a Legion's Lady flag. How?
Thank you, Caitlin.
Yeah. So you guys walk by the display. It's a brand new wave. Everybody's walking by this display, and she's in the case holding the flag. What are your thoughts as you guys see that?
I thought that was just the coolest thing. Like something so like you think that it gets like overlooked kind of, but like then you realize it's right there.
Yeah. That was awesome.
That was super cool. And you can see my Neve's not
got your
here,
flag
so
there.
I've got my other Frost elf holding
There
my
you go.
flag there.
Yeah. She's one of my favorites too. We were doing that thing the other night, and she was one I was like, I gotta fight for this one to be an S tier because I absolutely love her.
She
the
is
colors
amazing.
on Balin are amazing.
Yeah, and the soft goods, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
So welcome to my Carolina blue.
There you go. There you go. So
my
the other
favorite
thing,
color in the entire world.
nice.
And there she sits.
The other thing that happened at Legion's Con was you guys got to take a group photo.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, tell us about how that came to be and what that was like actually going from just kind of talking online and sharing within your group to, getting all together and having a photo with everybody.
Yeah, the flag Sherry made happen. I think Joe actually put it in there. But Sherry was like, you need to make sure this goes in there. So
That's
Sherry
awesome.
says that Joe did it. Joe says that Sherry did it. I think it's a group effort.
They're doing the Spider-Man meme pointing at each other.
So, but yes, that was awesome. Because she passed out in the room.
We're not going to bring that comment up, Ryan.
Yeah.
So I was not able to appreciate the show on Saturday due to things that had happened. So Saturday late afternoon, I was able to get in there really late, pick up some stuff that I wanted. Sunday was the first time that I was able to get in there, and somebody had posted in Legion's Ladies, like, are we going to get a picture? And so I was standing there going, we got to figure out a time to do this. And so I think I just said meet at Ziri Spire at 2:00 or something on Legion's Ladies. And so whoever saw that showed up, we got a picture, and it was really, really cool because one of the guys, I think from Florida, had come up, and his daughter was there, and she had on her Legion's Ladies t-shirt, and so she came and joined us too. So it was really special to have that opportunity to do that. I do wish we had like a big old ladder or something so that whenever you took a picture of us in front of Zirion's fire, you could actually see Zirion's fire.
Right.
But
She just got Greg to take a picture.
Yeah, but it was really cool to have all of the ladies, well, not all, but a lot of the ladies that could make it, that saw to have them all together. And what I hope to do this upcoming year is to actually plan it ahead of time. Let's, plan the date, plan the time before we get there. That way everybody knows when to be there. And then we have more of an actual representation of the ladies. So it's
so Amber can plan her drinking afterwards. Gotcha.
or
I had
at
partied
least
too much the night before.
or at least set her alarm to get her up in time to make
There
it.
you go.
Whichever.
Well, I was really impressed with you guys because it is like pulling teeth to get my wife to take a picture. So the fact that like she was like, hey, I've got to go do this thing and I got to go to the picture. I'm like, really? Like you're and then I see the pictures and like there was like 2 or 3 pictures where she's like hiding behind other people. Like you can only see like half of her face. And I'm like, they still got her to take a picture. So I'm still impressed.
There.
Yeah.
She was there. And she is part of the community. And we are super excited to have her as part of the community.
Yeah, so that was really an awesome experience. This was definitely for Legion Con. This was definitely the year of the Legions ladies. So
yeah,
I was late the night before. I wasn't drunk that day. That would be crazy.
Gotcha. Okay, yeah, very much. Yeah, I heard Saturday night was a late one for a lot of people. I heard there was, I think the year before I stayed down and until the lobby emptied most nights, but I hear Saturday night like people were down there till like 3-4 in the morning. Like that's crazy. That's too late.
Yeah, I got down there at 4:30, 4:45, and Chris James was down there, and he said everybody just left, and it was at 4:30, and I was like, "Are you kidding?" He's like, "No, I'm not kidding." And so I was like, "Holy cow!" And they didn't have the heat turned on. They had air, like cold air coming over there where we were all standing waiting to go through the Legion's line. It was cold air. It was freezing. So then I had to run up and get my sweatshirt and come back down. But I mean, it was fun, but oh my gosh, cold air. I hope next year they know 4 o'clock they need to turn the heat on.
There you go. Well, the year before it was the opposite. It was, we were dying the year before. It was
I'll take cold over heat and
absolutely. Especially now that we got our flannels, right?
Yeah.
Flannel gang. Yeah.
Hey, it looks like I think it's time to spin the wheel, but it looks
let's spin
like
this thing.
We've got a surprise guest here, Curtis.
Oh, beautiful. Well, let's bring on our surprise guest. Take that wheel down for a second. Hold on.
Oh, okay.
We got a surprise guest. Hey, surprise guest.
Hi, girls. What's up? How are you? I'm so proud of you. I just wanted to say hey. Hi, everybody.
Hey.
We're shaking.
Those listening on the audio version, which doesn't exist to this podcast, we've got Stephanie Orkin with us.
Miss Stephanie. Oh, yeah. Miss Stephanie in the house.
Yeah,
I was eavesdropping the whole time.
Yeah, she messaged us before the show and said, "Can I jump on and say hi to my ladies?" We said, "Absolutely."
Yay! Thank you much. Aw, hey. So yeah, it's going. Beautiful. We're very well. I'm very proud of you both. Making it happen, and it was definitely needed. And like you said, when Curtis asked you about, what makes your channel different, I agree with you, Tonya. Like, definitely a perspective needs to be included. Why not, right? Yeah. And that's how we find more girls that collect toys.
That's right.
And I must say, there's some girl collectors. Their collections are balling. I mean, they compete with some of the guys' collections, to be honest.
Yeah.
Very nice.
It's just like hidden in the basement, Jesse.
That's right. And we need to take them out of the basement and put them on the
That's
floor.
right.
There's no
That's right. There's no
There is a
basement, okay?
There is
There
a
is a
basement. It's not
basement.
my basement.
No, Jesse does not creep out in the basement, okay? And I got your back on that one, okay? Just saying.
I did when I mean, that's where I hung out when I was a kid at my parents' house, because that was like where my Legos were and my TV was the basement. But
yeah.
you know, with
Sure.
the mice and the bugs and the snakes.
But you're a grown-up
now.
now.
We're
You're a
learning a little
grown-up
bit
kid.
more about Jesse and
Hey, take that
basements.
back. I am
Okay.
not a grown up. I'm just old. Sure.
Schmerberberger says Jackie has an amazing collection. So
She does.
Yeah.
Somebody's dropping what I was throwing down. Yes,
there you go.
her. She's a baller for sure.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Well, I'm going to throw this
You know
up
what?
real quick, and we'll
Mhm.
keep talking. Folks, if you want to enter the Jesslyn's giveaway, Len from
I
Wolf King
do.
is going to be giving away a set of the 3 heads. So pop that hashtag Jesslyn's if you want to enter
Ooh.
for the chance, and we'll spin that here in a minute or so.
Yeah, we'll give that like 30 more seconds for everybody to jump in. So, but in the meantime, Steph, we appreciate you jumping on. And
Yes,
anything
thank you
else
very
that you want
much.
to promote or say before we let you go?
Yeah, on the 25th, I
Mhm.
will be joining the crew of Sergio, who's bricked something in the Cabal.
Oh,
He
nice.
just did this amazing show yesterday with Nate Bartz and Teddy, the executive producer from Revolutions.
Mhm.
And they dropped some hot Easter eggs in it.
Oh, really? Very
Oh,
nice.
yeah, like things you never even heard of, seen before. So it's pretty dope. I posted a link in my feed. So thanks for having me on,
Check
guys.
that out. Absolutely. Thanks for joining.
in.
Yep.
And you got the
know.
blue hair going,
Yeah.
right? To go with Phelan.
I do, but I'm thinking of going purple, to be honest. Shades of
Ooh.
purple, you know,
Little purple gang
in the spirit
action.
of. Yeah, we'll see.
There you
We'll see
go.
how it goes. See how Zolocon shows up. But I'll see you as Zolocon, Ambers, okay?
Yep, I'll see you there.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Okay. Peace,
All right.
Tonya. See ya.
Thanks a lot, Steph.
Bye. All right.
All right,
hang
let's
up on
roll
me.
this prize.
All right, where's my button? I lost my button.
Jesse wants
Button,
to hang up
button,
on me.
who's
I
got
can't
the
believe
button?
it.
Wait, what?
You want?
I told you guys I have ADHD, so multiple voices and trying to like move between screens. All right, here we go. I'm looking at words and they're all just blurring together. All right, rolling 42. That's a perfect number to roll.
42 entries and 42 people. Very nice.
And I'm not going to win this one. Just joking. Somebody. Oh, Smurger Burger. Oh, Cowabunga dude.
Bunga dude.
Hey, congratulations.
Very nice.
Congrats. So reach out to Curtis. I don't know how you're
just
handling
reach
that.
out to me. Reach out to Curtis
Okay.
Ackerman on Instagram or Facebook or my personal email, or call my phone, or send me a telegram, whatever, with all your information, and I'll get that to Len, and we'll get those Jesslyn heads off to you. So
All right.
very nice.
There you
Thank
go.
you.
And a very
Congrats,
nice
dude.
tribute.
Cowabunga dude.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oops. There you go.
Very nice tribute, Jesse. I was like tearing up.
I
I was like, oh.
I told Curtis, if I hadn't been on like cold meds, I probably would have been crying on screen.
Yeah.
Aw. And Emil
was
sculpted
sexy.
those, no?
Yep.
Emil Wick?
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
Emil's first shot at doing any sort of critters. So I pushed him to his limits. So
That's good. That's good. Some
Yeah.
healthy, instilling some healthy motivation there, Curtis.
there you go.
Doing the-
I'm trying.
Doing the good work.
I'm trying. All right.
Bye.
See ya. Have a good one.
Bye, Steph. See you at Zolo.
So next we have a reveal here to show. Let me take this off for a second. So Jesse and I, we've been working on a little something with Wolf King Customs. And we started working with Walter DeMarco, who's an amazing sculptor. He's done a lot of the critter heads with Jeremy Gerard, like your mouse kits, your gnome stuff, things like that. So we've been working on a series of shooting the shelf sculpts, and we're going to reveal them tonight. And there's 2 sculpts. There's one that was kind of an idea for me, one that was from Jesse, and then, you know, Walter DeMarco really brought them to life. So want to bring these up and show you guys. But before we do, just want to let you know, I haven't run this by Len, but I'm sure he's okay with it. We're going to go ahead and give away a set of these new heads revealed tonight. You're going to get first crack at it before they ever go on sale, if we can get the Legions ladies up to 250 subscribers. Last I checked, they're at 242. We get them up to 250, we'll give out a set of these heads and go from there. So this is the first one, and this is a caribou, or Curtaboo, because this is mine. This is the one that I recommended for Walter. This is painted by me. And I just thought, you know, I wanted like a cool, like reindeer type head for one of these. So there we go. What do you ladies think of this one?
That's really cool. I like that. I like that a lot.
That is cool. That I love the dry brushing that you did on the bottom. Really bringing out the detail of the fur on him. Really love the antlers. Those are awesome. I know caribou have kind of furry antlers. Mm-hmm. And it really looks amazing.
Yeah, the one of the reasons why we spoiler alert for the next one, the reason why we gave him a couple critters to do is because Walter just does a really good job with critters. Like, he does a good job with fur and things like that. So like you said, when you go to dry brush it, it really catches the details nicely because the sculpt is just done so well. Like, he's just an amazing sculptor. So trick with some of these is to figure out what bodies you're going to put it on. So I decided to put this one on a relic Templar. So
that's cool.
Probably not what you would think to see from a relic Templar is to have a, you know, big caribou head, but there we go. So
I think that's great. I think, you know, whatever body you choose to put him on, it's going to look really, really good. I love this sculpt.
Thank you very much.
I don't have a photo of it. Mine's not painted yet, but I've got him on a Thygar body, and it oddly works.
It does.
Well, there you go.
The scales and the fur don't match, but like it sits on there nice, even without tack. So
very good. So then we've got another one, and this one was Jesse's idea, and it's not an anteater. So here we go. Jesse, you want to talk about this one?
So this is a tapir. I love watching Zay Frank and True Facts About Animals videos that he makes. And years ago, he did one call about the tapir, and it's all about these different animals trying to get the tapir to be more like them. Like the elephant wants to have a longer trunk, pigs telling it to get fatter, bears trying to get it to be a circus performer, and the tapir is just like, nope, I'm just going to be me. And I was like, it's such a weird creature. I was like, I'm going to doodle something out here and give it some armor. And he exceeded my drawing. Like he did the armor exactly the way I was imagining it. I just can't draw in 3D to get that texture, but he nailed it. Walter killed this. And like the caribou, I'm in the process of painting mine. Mine are not done yet, but I absolutely love this guy.
But the intention with this one though was to have it on a little bit of a shorter body. So we did put this on a dwarf, and this is what it looks like on a dwarf. So what do you what do you guys think of that one?
I think that's really, really cool. Like the texture between and oh, that's so good. That looks so good.
It's like a different kind of critter. You know, like I would never think of that to be. I didn't even know what that was.
I had never heard of a tapir either. And the funny thing is that me and Len keep calling it an anteater just to make Jesse mad. And he keeps correcting us. But I did have to, before I painted this one, I had to look up reference photos, and it was a little, well, the one that I picked out a reference photo of was really interesting because it's not like a smooth like transition that you can do like with just dry brushing. Like there are some like spots and stuff all over.
Mhm.
So it was a little bit more interesting of a paint job, but I really like how it came out. So
Yeah, the painting of this is really amazing. But then when you go and see him on a dwarf, I mean, it's like it was made for that body. That's really cool.
Yeah.
It's a perfect.
And we
fit.
did learn that if you spin the dwarf, if you use the dwarf neck peg that comes on like the new Cavern Dwarf 2s that are going to be coming in the reinforcements later this month, if you
Yeah.
spin the neck peg around, it sits like it tilts the head up a little bit, or any of the regular neck pegs.
yeah, because the dwarf neck pegs kind of go forward so that they can kind of get their beard out in front, because all the the bearded dwarves. But if you spin it around, so if you leave it the normal way like a dwarf peg, he kind of looks down a little bit. But if you spin it around, then he's able to look a little bit more straightforward. So just something to keep in mind as people get these in hand. So, and then this is a picture of both of them together. So,
and
That's
Chris, you did a
wonderful.
great job painting those.
Thank you. I appreciate that. So,
Yeah.
so those are the two new heads, the shooting the sculpts, we're calling them. So those are our first two entries in shooting the sculpts. And once again, if we get up to 250, we're going to do a giveaway on these. You'll get one set. You'll be the first person to get these in hand. So go out and
5
subscribe if
people
you
away.
haven't. If you've already subscribed, tell some friends. We've got a little bit left in the show, but we got to get up to that 250. All right. Beautiful.
Woo! Awesome.
All right. So we've talked about your show. We've talked about your group, talked about collecting legions. What else do you guys like to do? Is there anything that you're watching, reading, anything that you guys are doing that for fun besides legions?
So I'm a big reader.
Mm-hmm.
I like to read all different kinds of books. And I think last year I read 191 different books.
Wow.
And 195 total books because I reread a couple.
I don't think I read 190 words last year.
So
give yourself some credit, Curtis. You read some stuff last year.
That's true. That's true.
I'm a big reader. So, but last year was actually the first year I've always read books. It's always been something that I've done. But last year was the first year that I tracked how many I read because I didn't have any idea. I was thinking 100 maybe. So I was blown away when tracking them.
That's a lot.
196. Can't
So
remember
how
if I
many of them were
reread.
like kids' books, though? No, I'm kidding.
Yeah. How many pictures did they have?
So it is really funny that you say that. One, so I got into doing like the reading challenges, and one of the challenges was to read a book with an egg on the front. And so I could not find an adult book that had the egg shape on the front. So I did read a kid's book that had an egg in it.
Okay.
But all the rest of them were adult books.
Very nice.
Which one would be your highest recommendation, and why is it Smythe and the Curse Blade? No, I'm just kidding.
Jesse, I kid you not. Now, my sister, God bless her, I love her more than anything in the world. She told me I had to read Wheel of Time, and I got sucked into reading Wheel of Time.
Okay.
And in the 14th book, and I'm not there yet, but in the 14th book, one chapter of that book is going to be longer than the entire first Harry Potter book.
Wow.
One chapter. So they are 30 and 40 hours long listening to them.
Oh my God.
Just to give you an idea of how long these books are. I mean, they're crazy big books. And it is an entire world, and I did not think that I was going to like it, and I have been sucked in. I just finished number 11, and I'm super excited to finish that series. And I would put your book up against those.
Wow. Okay.
Wow.
It
That's
was
impressive.
so good.
Well,
there's some
thank
things,
you.
and we talked about
Mhm.
some of your stuff that I suggested that you do. But I'm not kidding, Jesse. Your storytelling is fan-freaking-tastic.
Oh,
It is
thank you.
really good.
Beautiful.
And I enjoyed your book. Was it the best book I read all year? No, but it was really good. And I think that you have something.
I'd like to jump in real quick and just let you guys know that Legion's Ladies just has hit 250 subscribers. Yeah.
Yay!
Very nice. So we will be doing a giveaway on that. But first, what about you, Amber? What kind of things are you into besides collecting?
I'm looking around the room for me to find something, but I don't really have any hobbies.
Any TV shows or anything like that you're into?
No, not really.
You
I rewatch like the same thing over and over again because I'm
what is that?
Usually it's Stranger Things or Vampire Diaries. I'm rewatching that now.
Nice. Okay. You might like one of the Wednesday win shots that me and Jesse just did. It's kind of there's a series on Apple TV which is Invasion. It's got a very much of a Stranger Things vibe. So just FYI.
I do agree with Curtis, but it's not as much as that sentence might sound like.
Gotcha. Well, there you go.
Well, I have to check it out.
Yeah.
It's really good.
One thing that we know that you like doing, you and Ryan do a lot of getting in line and being like towards the beginning of a line, waiting for some of these cons to open, and doing the whole, hanging out with folks as you're waiting for the doors to open. So can you talk to us a little bit about what that's like for the different conventions as far as, lining up and hanging out with people?
Oh, it's so much fun. Well, when it's cold out, I sometimes sit in the car till it gets closer to time.
Mm-hmm.
But when it's like nice warm weather, I don't mind hopping in line at like 5 o'clock in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
But like the people we meet in line is just like, well, it's usually the same group that we see in line every con that we go to, but it's like so exciting being like, oh, we're gonna try and beat you this time, and we try to beat like Brett, and he beats us every time.
When I met Brett to go to ToyCon in December, he was like, "Yeah, can you meet me at this Sheets at like 4 a.m?" I was like, "Excuse me."
Yeah.
Yep.
He's like, "Yeah, I want to be there at 6 o'clock or before 6 o'clock." I was like, "You don't care if I fall asleep in the car, do you?" And he's like, "Nope." I was like, "Okay."
And Legion's kind of got in line at like 2:30. I was like, I was going to bed at 2:30.
No, I don't like getting up before the sun. If the sun says it's too early, so do I. So, any good finds that you guys have had when you've been in line early? Has there been something that you've seen at the table that you were like, man, I just can't believe that was there?
None that like I can like sticks out to me really, but like it is like it's cool to get in line like first thing in the morning and then like go back like an hour or two later and see like there's completely different things on the table.
Gotcha. Yeah,
like, that's
they have been
cool.
doing a good job of that, like rotating stuff as the day goes on. So it's like,
so you have to be getting in line.
Yeah, there is definitely some cool stuff out there when if you do line up early. But it's not like if you miss out on that, there's not going to be other cool stuff throughout the night or throughout the day.
Yeah.
So, Joseph H says, and I believe he's referring to your many times at intern. Is Ryan a lock for your +1 at GCon and Inter?
Not this time. If I do win by chance, Tonya already has taken
By
that
chance,
spot.
come on. By chance, yeah. Yeah, I think it's pretty safe bet. It's like the McCoys putting in for a drawing on a show. You just know
we were both in the drawing for the Jesslins and we did not win.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Well, speaking of drawing, since you guys have, congratulations, hit 250.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
Let's do hashtag Legions Ladies for the next hashtag for the first batch of shooting the shelf sculpts from Wolf King.
Very nice. Shooting the
shelf
right? Sculpts or just shooting the sculpts?
I meant shooting the sculpts.
Yeah. Which one sounds better, ladies? Shooting the shelf sculpts or just shooting the sculpts?
Oh, I'm not shooting the sculpts.
I like shooting the sculpts.
There you go. All right. So while we collect that, what else? What else is going on? So we just finished the pre-order. Obviously, Poxus is getting shipped right now. You guys got Poxus that is on the way, or have you got any in yet?
We got the all-in, so we are waiting.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we got the all-in, but we also got just like the 2-pack.
Oh, the horse and Poxus, yeah.
Yeah, but we can't open that, so
Right.
we have to wait for the individuals.
So it's just teasing you. It's just inside the box, just
looking at
taunting
me.
you. Yeah.
Yeah, we
Very
didn't
nice.
order any extras, so
gotcha.
I'm staring at photos. Oh my God!
What is the one character that you're most looking forward to in that wave? And you can't say
So-
three.
I have a guess.
And it is not Thrace.
Okay.
I love her, and I think she's great, but Arakagor.
Okay.
So my son was
That would
born.
have to be mine too.
Yeah, my son was born in the year of the dragon, and anything that I love dragons and anything to do with dragons, and I am completely drawn to them. So when I first saw him, I was like, yes, bring that to me. So that is what I am most excited about.
Juan says, what are you guys giving away? Is it different from the other 3 or is it the same giveaway? And I'm confused. It is the 2 new ones, which are these. So it's the Caribou and the Tapir, which are the first ones from the Shooting the Sculpt series, sculpted by Walter DeMarco, amazing sculptor of critters, and comes from Wolf King Customs. So that's what's up right now, and it's hashtag Legions Ladies. So cool. Yeah, that Arakagor, I mean, obviously, once Scourge came out, it was kind of, I don't know, it took a little bit of the wind away from it, but the paint job on that is so good. That blue is just like electric. And then he's got the pauldrons and everything. He looks very imposing. And I hear that he's just like massively heavy too. Like he's just a chunky boy. So yeah, that is going to be a fun one. And Joe says, hopefully all-ins go out Wednesday. Don't quote me. So I did quote him. So sorry. Didn't see the don't quote me till after I quoted him. So.
Does say hopefully. Does say hopefully, not certainly or definitively.
Gotcha.
Fingers crossed.
But yeah, I'm excited to get those in hand. I think they're going to be amazing. So I think this is the first all-in that Kevin and I participated in.
Oh, cool.
We got into the line as Alithia was coming out, and Poxus was being ordered, and then after that, I think was Cosmic. They started introducing the Cosmic characters. So, but yeah, this is the first all-in that we ever did.
Beautiful. And what about you, Amber? What's your one that you're waiting for the most?
I would probably have to say Arakagor too, if it's not Thrace.
Okay. Yeah, both. I mean, Thrace obviously is an amazing figure too. I know a lot of people wait. I think I heard that those two that you just said, Arakagor and Thrace, were the top two ordered from that wave. I believe I heard Jeremy say that the other night. So, yeah, that's really cool. I'm really waiting for that as a Hazar. You know, I ordered more of other characters to customize, but that's the one that just the paint job alone, like it just, oh man, that like the cracking details and that neon green, like it just looks so
That's
cool. I
so
just
cool.
can't wait to get that guy in hand. So
Yeah, and
what
I'm
about
super looking forward to the Gen.
yeah.
And I don't know his name, but just the look of him, I think is awesome.
What about you, Jesse? What's the one that you're most waiting on?
I'm gonna be honest. I think the entire way. I mean, they're all always awesome. And every time I think about like, oh man, that one's got some really cool parts, like as is, you know. But the one character wise, I'm most intrigued by Thrace, but the figure I am most excited about to get and open up and look at is Poxus and Flogus. Just the sculpts and the details on that guy, I think, are just so gross and disturbing. Like, I don't usually go for that kind of stuff, but it just looks so interesting. And the fact that it's like one character that like all of that got channeled into, you know,
it's
I
grossly
think is cool instead of having a whole army of like pustule boil you know, things. Having one guy that really represents that, I think, is really cool.
We got a couple other names in the chat. Ryan says Kalazir. We've got Schmerberberger says loves how Zende looks. I agree. I think Zende looks pretty awesome. Let's see. Chris says looking forward to Pox's figure himself. He looks crazy. Yep. Imagine this. Purple Gang says that they are waiting for a purple wizard. So yeah, big surprise. That's the shocker of the night. So yeah. And then I mean, I think unless they surprise us with some, you know, crazy figure obscure or something like that, I think the next thing is going to be the in stock sale with, you know, you've got the reinforcements coming, you've got the Demistros, the Legions Con figures, Legions Con exclusives, and the Valiant Knight as well. So what are you guys thinking about that drop? Is there anything in that you're excited about ordering either one or multiples of?
So again, going back to kind of missed day one of Legions Con. So Kevin and I did not get to attend together. I only purchased one of the Legions Con exclusives, and I do not want to open those. So I'm super excited to get those as regular figures so that we can open and play with those.
Gotcha. Yeah, that's cool. What about you, Amber?
I really like the Valiant Knights. Like I wouldn't mind having more of those.
Yeah, we well, here's the way that Darla has left the Valiant Knight for me at this time. He's holding a little Valentine's heart. So yeah, we keep this one at the desk, and it's constantly just being put into other poses, and you don't know what it's going to look like until the next time you get to the desk. So it is the ultimate desk figure. It's so fun to just pose and play around with, and yeah, for sure. Yeah, I love that one.
Kevin got mad at me because I kept it on my desk for a long time, and he finally was like, "Are you going to give that back to me?" And I'm like, "Okay." So I finally did.
Sorry, I had to put somebody in a timeout. Yeah, it's just a fun one for sure. I think that one's gonna probably be very popular in the in stock sale. I mean, the reinforcements are really cool too. I love those, especially for customizers. We got to do one of those reinforcements reveals, and that was really cool. That we had the Shadow Orc, so I'm looking forward to getting a few extras of those. We had the what's the one? Jesse, the one that I was impressed by, the re-release in that wave.
Silverhorn Sentry?
Silverhorn Sentry, yes. Because I never thought I needed one of those. Like I was just like, and I saw people like asking for it in All Stars and everything. Yeah. And I was like, I just don't think I need one of those. And then you get it in hand and you look at it, and dude, it is so cool. I love it. So
that's what my caribou head is going on when I get another one.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Because it has the hose built in.
Yeah. That's
He's
cool.
amazing, and he stays on my desk. I was super excited. We got a couple of him.
Yeah.
At Legion's Con. I ordered one, and then we had ordered, and then I picked up another one or two when we were at Legion's Con.
Yeah. Nice. Cool. What about you, Jesse? Anything from that reinforcements that you're looking to grab?
I mean, all of the builders are great. I think getting the ogre at that price is really cool. There are a lot of 3D places that have good ogre scale heads to put on it, like our friend Len at Wolf King Customs. Mortal Collections has those Oni heads that go great on those. And just being able to build up the scale, especially with Tharnog being, a brute scale, you can add a lot of variety in your size to the Arethyr or wherever you want to put them. I want to get one so I can make a de-armored or a disarmored Sir Ukzak later on when that comes out from the boxes,
Yeah, that's interesting.
Just because I didn't order 35 of those like Greg wanted me to, but if I can have one that's him out of the armor.
I think he was really pushing that as if the numbers were high enough, he would get a second tributor. So I don't know what the goal was. Like,
he just wants everybody to have a lot of him in their house. Just
maybe,
like
I guess.
Between that and the Jacob Marley box, he
like
wants
everybody else that's got a tribute figure. They're just like excited to have the tribute figure. But Greg, it was like that wasn't good enough. Like, not only do you have to make a tribute figure of me, but everybody needs to make it the most ordered figure of all time. So.
Speaking of reveals and stuff, now that Legion's Ladies has a show, I'm excited to see, and this is not with any prior, I don't know anything, but like when you gals get to do what am I from the 50s? When you ladies get to do a reveal of some sort, I'm excited to see what you guys get to reveal. If I'll be super jealous if it's a female fuzz monk, but because they do a good job of like picking stuff that, I mean, because they knew Curtis loves the shadow orcs, and getting to do that shadow orc run, was really cool. And yeah, I think I'm excited to see. I wouldn't be surprised if you get to reveal by the end of the year.
That would be cool.
That would be cool.
That would be cool.
Yeah.
Let's take a look at this giveaway, see where we're at. We've got 43 people in here. We got 34 entries. We'll give you guys about another 10 seconds. So if you haven't put in for it yet, hashtag Legion's Ladies to be entered in for the caribou and tapir head that are brand new from Shooting the Sculpts. Sculpted by Walter DeMarco, available from Wolf King Customs. And you, if you win this, will get the first 2 copies. So
outside of ours.
Yes.
Sorry, that's
we had to pay them up for promo folks, for promo photos. But yeah, Joe Vasapola here says, I can think of something perfect for them to reveal. There it is.
There it is.
That would be great. All right. Well, let's we got 38. Let's go ahead and spin that tool there, Jesse.
All right. I'm gonna spin the wheel. Hashtags Legion's I can talk. Legion's Ladies in 3, 2, 1. Who do we got? It should have it should have a sound effect.
I know.
Hey,
Santos. Very nice.
Do you see that Kevin almost got it? He almost got it. Dang it. Now I'm going to have to order this stinking thing.
Santos. I love me some Riveras. The Rivera
Yes.
family, you know, we were talking about like families going to Legion's Con and stuff. Man, that Rivera family, they're just awesome. They're just such nice people, you know? And that's one of the
Yes.
things about going to Legion's Con that's so impressive is that like nobody's just there's not like an asshole there, you know. There's not like the one guy that you're like, that's the one person I want to stay away from, you know. It's like everybody's nice.
Yeah.
It's really fun.
Yes.
We had multiple hangouts to this one too. That was a nice venue. What did you guys you know, we had the fire pit and the lobby and you had the pub. Like what was your kind of go-to place for Legion's Con? Was there a spot that you kind of hung out most?
The fire pit.
Yeah. Yeah, that fire pit was nice with the little cold air outside, and then you get the heat from the fire pit and just
Yeah.
people gathered around telling stories and stuff. Yeah, that was pretty nice.
Scary ghost stories?
not those kind of stories. What about you, Tonya? Was there a spot that you kind of hunkered down for most of the Legion's Con?
Well, because I missed a lot of Saturday, I was in there for most of my time in the actual Legion's Con,
Gotcha.
going through it. But when I wasn't in there, the lobby, I mean, everybody was sitting in the lobby. I'd run into all kinds of people, you know, there in the lobby. So it was cool to be able to sit and talk with Jackie and Mitzi, Cloud, and several of the other ladies there in the lobby, and you know, just kind of hang out with them for a little bit when I could. So that was awesome.
Yeah, it was a really nice venue. I was very impressed. I mean, I walked in and I was like, man, this place is way too good for us. I was like, we're about to knock at least 1 star off of this place. But
it was beautiful. Yeah.
Yeah, it was impressive. And you know, the pub was nice. I only ate there once, but it was nice. And I liked the little like sandwich station thing that they brought in like for during the event. Was nice. Yeah, that was cool too. So, and then the breakfast. Did you guys have breakfast there at the hotel at all?
Yes, I did.
That breakfast wasn't too bad either. That was pretty nice. So
yeah,
I'm happy that we're going to be back there again next year. I mean, I know this thing is like growing every single year, so you know, who knows how long we're going to be able to be there. But I'm glad at least next year we'll be back there again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was a great spot. I had the breakfast from like that buffet they had set up in the line. I didn't go into a little nook, and that, I mean, all that stuff out there was pretty tasty. So
yeah, absolutely. Cool. So I did notice one thing that was missing though. At both Legion's Con as well as your Legion's Lady channel. Where's Lauren? Are you guys pressuring her? Are you guys like encouraging her that like, hey, Legion's Con 24, like you kind of need to be there and like you need to be on the show? Like where's Lauren? She's been mysteriously absent. So
they have pets, so she feels like, well, not feels, she can't leave the pets behind.
Gotcha.
I mean, unless she just brought them with her and snuck them in.
There you go. What about being on the show? Are you guys twisting her arm and kind of getting her to come on your show?
When I first approached her about using Legion's Ladies, because the brand was already set up, she said, I am the behind the scenes person.
Okay.
I will not be on camera. So she is the behind the scenes person.
Gotcha.
And that's what she does. And that's what she likes to do. And she is good at it. So we're very blessed to have her encouragement and her help with lots of things that, you know, we need, and just her openness to be there for whatever. She is really amazing. Her starting the Legion's Ladies and getting all of us in one place, and then, you know, encouraging us to do the YouTube, and then encouraging the the Instagram. I mean, she just really works hard at making sure that we all feel connected and, you know, put together. So she's amazing.
Well, I mean, she's definitely a good behind the scenes person, because any of us that have spent any time with Brad or Michael, we know they would never be able to do anything technology if it wasn't for her helping. So yeah, definitely does a good job behind the scenes. And you know, obviously she's also an admin in the regular Cabal, and does a great job there as well. So yeah, you know, appreciate all the work that she's doing there to help you guys with the group and the channel and all that behind the scenes. You guys will just next time that you do a picture at Legion's Con, get her on FaceTime and just hold the phone up as you're taking a group photo or something. So, or get like go to Kinko's and get like one of those like 6-foot cardboard cutouts of a person and just like put it in there.
But just carry her around.
Carry her around with us.
Yeah. Stand her next to Ziri and just leave it there.
Get the cardboard cut out if she's not coming to Legion's Con.
People will be walking up. They're like, there's the Ziri statue, and there's Lauren standing next to it, and
You just tape a printout of her face on the Ziri statue next to it.
There you go.
She's here.
I don't know.
You know,
the studio may have an issue with that.
Yeah, you guys did touch on it a little bit.
Tack, not tape, sticky tack.
Oh, gotcha. You guys did touch on kind of taking a photo by the Ziri statue, but how cool was that reveal? I know, like the year before, obviously they had the big giant ogre. We didn't really know what we were going to see this year. There was the Thygar, but then they come out with that Ziri. And what were you guys' thoughts when you saw that character in the lobby?
Well, I first saw her at Intern.
Oh, of course. What was that, your 10th time?
Obviously.
Yeah. Okay.
But it was really cool.
Yeah. Absolutely.
So when I went to get the tickets on Friday night when they released, I guess, 6 o'clock or whatever, when they released the tickets for everybody, I had walked down that hall, and where they gave the tickets out there was right by the Ziri. And so she was not put together when I saw her. They were putting her together and then getting her all ready to go. So I saw her not quite the way that she was, you know, after they got her together. And I was just like, oh my gosh. So it was awesome. It was a great place to put it, and just a wonderful, wonderful figure. I could not be more pleased with how all that came out.
Yeah, they did an amazing job. It came out looking great, and even the little snarl look that she's got on her face. It's not an exact 1-for-1 of, you know, what you get as a figure. It like she had some attitude about her. So yeah, that was really cool. I know Jesse has already been you know, trying to push a campaign, and he's got a petition and stuff to have them put out that head as an extra head. So,
did I feel like I maybe said it once or twice.
It was a cool look though, for sure. So awesome.
It really was. She was awesome.
Yeah.
And people seem to really, I mean, not just that statue, but like her character. She seems to be a really well received and well loved character for Cosmic as well.
Yeah, I mean, I think, you know, I don't know if, you know, we kind of touched on it a little bit at the Legion's cast with, like, it seems like as the line's gone on, the female characters have even gotten better, especially with added soft goods and what C. Jessom and Keithlin are doing, you know, that kind of thing. But it seems like the last few waves, they've done really well sales number wise too, which is, I don't think, always been the case. You know, the Ziri was a very popular character as far as sales go. We just talked about Thrace a little bit ago, and I believe I heard Jeremy say that between Thrace and Rakagor, that those were the top 2 ordered figures. We heard that Nieve was really popular in this last wave. So, you know, I think it's cool that not only are they doing these really great figures of female characters, but they're also being ordered in good quantities too. So it's not just, hey, we're going to do this because we feel like it needs to be in the line, but it's also like makes good business sense too.
Yeah. Well, again, when you create an amazing, badass female character that, you know, you feel like when you see her and you put her up against some of the guys as well, you can tell she can take care of herself. And I think that tells a story, and that, you know, people want that in their line. They want that type of figure in their line, and the ones that they're coming out with are amazing. I would have fought on, you know, you guys did the Legions cast or whatever, the females, you know, I would have fought for that dwarf to be up higher, because everything that she comes with and what she is, and armored and unarmored, and just freaking amazing. I mean, I would have put her up at least one level, because I think that she is when people get her in hand, she is going to be amazing. And that was one of the ones that I was like, they got that wrong. But for the most part, I think you guys did a great job. You know, I mean, somebody has to be at the bottom, period. You can't have everybody up on the number one, you know, spot or whatever. You know, a couple of things that I would have moved, but I thought she was too low.
Yeah, I had Billy Beige had reached out to me afterward, and he's like, well, why was 9 the maximum? Why couldn't you have more in one tier? I was like, because then we would all put them at S tier. Like if there was, you know, like if you didn't have to make hard choices, they would all be there because they're all amazing. I think with the dwarf, because we specifically said it wasn't the dwarf pack, it was specifically that figure. And I think that's why it landed where it did. I will tell you, the dwarf pack is going to be the thing that I get the most of from that wave. I do think that it comes with a whole lot of stuff, a whole lot of options. I am really glad that we've got our dwarf inside man of Joe Vassapolo, you know, fighting the good fight inside the studio, because that 2-pack came out absolutely amazing. Yeah, I couldn't be more pleased with that. So, I mean, I love the entire wave, but when it comes to like, which one am I buying the most for customizing purposes? Yeah, absolutely. That one's going to be it.
Yeah. So, but I mean, even her, I love the look of her face. I think that they did a good job. I mean, she is amazing. And just if you take what she comes with, I think I would have placed her higher.
Gotcha.
I think she needs to be next year's mythic statue, or this year's mythic statue. Well, I love Neve, but like,
question, where was that?
Someone was asking how they choose the next statue.
Juan
did. I have no idea how they, but I will start a campaign for Dagna to be the next statue, because we've got an average human scale in Ziri, we've got the ogre scale in Kurzog, we've got the 1.0 in Thygar. Let's see a dwarf.
I'm gonna disagree with you, because it wouldn't be our show if I didn't. And I want to hear these ladies' picks for what they would want as a statue. But my prediction is the first year we got mythic, second year we got cosmic. I think this is the year of Figura Obscura statue, and specifically, I think Headless Horseman. I think we get a horse and a Headless Horseman on top of it with the pumpkin head, with actual flames shooting out of the pumpkin in the lobby. That's what I'm going with. I'm going with flaming Headless Horseman statue. Boom. We're gonna run propane to it and have it just shooting flames the entire time. You're not even going to need the fire pit, because we're all going to gather around the Headless Horseman all weekend. So, all right.
That will be a spectacular
I'll see myself out.
Thing. Yeah.
What do you guys ladies think? What would be, you know, the thing that you'd want to see statue-wise them bring next year?
Ooh. That's tough. I think the dwarf would be cool too. Like, I kind of agree with Jesse. Like, how cool would that be? Because we don't have a dwarf yet.
Yeah,
That's
but
true.
they're not going to do that because she won't be out yet.
Yeah.
Oh, that's true.
So she's not going to be out yet. That's not going to be a possibility for this year. I think this year you're going to either go, you're going to have to go with Poxus, or if they get Necronominus out in time, and I don't know that they will. But I would imagine that you're going to have to go either Poxus or Cosmic, unless they do, you know,
Blue.
something crazy like a freaking dragon in the middle of the year. That would be awesome. But
what if they did a figure obscura this year that, you know, we don't even know yet that would be a statue? Like, that would be kind of cool,
and that
too.
would be amazing. Yeah, because we don't know what's. Yeah, I would love a Thistlethorn statue. He is right there.
I would too. I just was trying not to be too, you know, self-serving in
Yeah.
we would have to protect it from Jesse stealing it all weekend.
No, I'm not.
He wouldn't want to leave the hotel. He's like, I'm just gonna live here now.
This is my home.
Yeah.
I think, I mean, the detail and the beauty of the Monkey King. If they could create what if they created that statue with him sitting cross-legged on his tail?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, tell me that would not just be, right? I think that would be something to look at.
Yeah, that would be
that would knock it out of the park.
Yeah.
Or, you know, the Red Riding Hood and Big Bad Wolf 2-pack that's coming.
They could do a Father Christmas, and then we could just all bring our kids and have them sit on his lap while we're in Legion's Con.
You just have someone cosplay as Father Christmas. We got enough white beards in the community.
That's true. Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I think really, and you know, if they did if they could figure out a way to hang Marley from the ceiling.
Ooh.
And create all that stuff,
you
know, coming out of him. I think that would be kind of
Oh, that would be so cool.
Wouldn't that be cool?
How just imagine being the studio and you did like this giant ogre, and then you do 2 cosmic figures, and now people are talking about flaming pumpkin heads and Marley's hanging from the ceiling. Like, the expectations that we all of a sudden have for these guys, they're like And you know what? They always outdo it too. Whatever we think it's going to be, it's even better. So, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Well, and that's the thing is, you know, everybody said they're not going to do a skeleton horse, and they're not going to do a bear. I mean, that's what we want, but they're not going to put that into it. And we get the skeleton horse and the bear. I cannot imagine what they can come up with and what they will have there. It will be much better than anything that we can imagine.
There you go.
We got a super chat, first super chat of the night from Rob Zamora. Jesse, Operation Thistlethorn Statue 2024, Oceans 2 style. I'll help you. Thank you, Rob. That's just exciting because that means I'll get to meet Rob at Legion's Con this year. So.
I love the Oceans 2 part of that, because like in those movies, like everybody has their certain role and there's just 2 of you. So like, is it just that poorly crafted of a plan, or do you take on multiple responsibilities?
The thing with Oceans 2 is that as the movie was the joke on the audience in Oceans 2, like nobody could have figured out what happened in that movie. So with Rob saying that means like I'm not going to have to worry about it. I know it's happening. And I just know when I get home, I'll have the Thistlethorn in my car.
Okay.
What kind of car do you drive, Curtis?
Drive a van. I've got a Kia Sedona.
Okay. So it'll be in a Kia Sedona studio, not a blue CRV.
There you go. We
Joe,
did have one more comment
on this show.
Yeah, we had one question that came up earlier that we had starred that we wanted to bring back up before we closed out with you guys. This was from Nate Strong. You guys had mentioned about, you know, potentially bringing in other women that don't maybe collect Legions but collect other toy lines. And he asked, what are you doing to try to spread the word about Legions ladies to women outside of the Legions community?
I believe that a lot of men who are watching the show are recommending it to women, their friends that do collect. We've had several messages on some of our, because I go in after it's all over and like look and see if we have new messages and try to answer those messages or talk to people. And we've had a couple that have said somebody recommended that they watch our show. And, you know, not necessarily Legion's ladies, but because we're women who are collecting toys and we're talking about it.
Yeah.
So, you know, it is getting out there and we would like to do that more. I would like to invite guests outside of our Legion's community onto the show to talk about things that they're doing with their toys and collections and stuff like that. And so we'll just see where that goes. It's, you know, I don't want to limit it to just, as much as it is Legion's ladies and this is what we collect and this is what we do, I kind of want to open it up to bring more people into our community, especially because there's a lot of women that just, they don't know that there are other lady collectors out there, and you know, give everybody a voice, everybody to come in. So
absolutely. Yeah, I really liked your episode that you guys did with Cloud and Jennifer, and just kind of hearing, you know, what kind of things they collected as kids and stuff too. Like that was interesting because, I mean, you know, we talked to these guys that collect Legions, and a lot of them, it goes back to, oh, well, I like Masters of the Universe as a kid and I like this and that and blah, blah, blah. And it's a lot of the same kind of things that, you know, toy lines and stuff. So hearing it from another person's perspective, from a female's perspective, is a little bit interesting to kind of see, like, what kind of things were you into, and how did this come to be? How did, you know, we understand how my journey went and Jesse's, and a lot of our journeys, you know, tend to be the same, but what was your journey like? And getting to know these people, and especially like you said, if it's somebody even outside the community that collects a different toy line or whatever, hearing their stories and hearing about the people is really my favorite part of your guys' show. Because, you know, the news stuff of it, you know, hearing about, like, you know, what waves on the water and what's in the studio and what they're shipping out and stuff, like all of the shows, we all kind of touch on that a little bit. But learning about the people and what their likes and dislikes are, and you know, about themselves, and you know, that's the fun part for me. So
yeah, it's really interesting because Jennifer, you know, very peripheral collector of Legions. But she is a part of Legion's ladies, and you know, she has a couple of the figures, but not a ton, because that's not her, you know, focus. And so for her, it was very interesting to kind of see, well, you know, where did you start and all of that stuff. And I think, you know, getting to know more ladies that are just on the outside of what we do, I think it's going to be cool.
Yeah, and I think she even talked about her daughter is really into Voltron and that kind of thing. So that's interesting too, just kind of see not only what you collect, but then, you know, how's that transfer to your kids, and are they into this stuff? And yeah, so that was a really cool interview. I liked that. Brad Johnson has an idea here. Be interesting to see you guys re-rank you guys as the Legion's ladies re-rank the Legion's ladies with some guests. So do the same thing that Legion's cast did, but give your opinions. So.
And somebody mentioned that on the actual video itself, and I told them the same thing that I said here. You guys did a great job, and for the most part, I completely agree with most of the ones that you did. Now, some of the ones, you know, would be different, but you know, I think you guys did great. You knocked it out of the park, and us duplicating that would be kind of
gotcha. Yeah. I think once you look at like the list that we finished with, it's a pretty good list. I mean, I do have some things that I think should have been higher and lower. Like I was actually shocked that Xylona was in the bottom tier. Like, regardless of, you know, what you think the character looks like just the importance of that character. And then it also has this super unique head sculpt, but I was shocked that one finished on the bottom. So there were some things that surprised me, but overall, I think the list was pretty good. And I think, the real point is that they're all great figures.
Yeah, they are.
They're amazing. So yeah. Cool.
Yeah, I think ranking them is tough because you do
Mhm.
have a lot of great figures out there. And, my favorite and Amber's favorite and Stephanie's favorite and
Mhm.
Jackie's favorite and Mitzi's favorite and Lauren's favorite. I mean, they're all going to be different. But I think that you guys did a great job, adding in what everybody else said. So it wasn't anybody's one opinion. You took it from the chat and actually, ranked them, I think, in a great way. And I don't know that we would have done it any differently. I don't think that, I would have wanted to do the same thing. It wouldn't be something that I would want to do myself. And it would be a group and collective group effort. And all the ones that were there on Legion's chats while you were doing it are going to be the same ones probably that would join our show that would do the exact same thing. So, like I said, I think doing it once was awesome. And again, move some of those around. But for the most part, I think you guys did great.
I do have a comment
it's
here.
Okay to tell them they did it wrong.
That's fine. Yeah. I think some of those guys on there were doing it wrong too. Like, I don't know how Juno ended up number one, but whatever.
I didn't get to see the end result, but yeah, I agreed with it for the most part myself. But yeah, but like, what are you ranking it on? Are you ranking it on the actual playability and like dynamics of the figure itself, or is it just like the character and the design? Like,
it was a little bit
I love
of
the concept of Xylona. I will never buy that figure because I reading the story and seeing like the sigil for like the faction logo, I don't feel that figure represents how I visualize it, even though it came from the same hands. Creatively, it doesn't work for me. So I'm hoping
she needs a 2.0.
Oh, definitely.
I'll keep harping this horn, and you can tell I'm running a campaign on this one, Chris. I'm hard voting that the great beasts get ogre scale, at least brute scale size when they get remade.
Yeah,
or
I'd be
completely
okay with that.
made.
We've got this from Mythic Dolphin. We need AWOC ladies also. AWOC Series 2 launches March 6th, 2024. They are launching a female AWOC body. So that might be something to hear you guys talk about too. Or I don't know. Do you guys collect that series, or do you know of anybody that is collecting that series?
We collect some AWOC figures.
Yeah.
Yeah. We have a couple.
I didn't know that they were coming out with a female body type, so that's interesting. But I also am not in that line.
I knocked them all over at Legion's Con 22.
Did you bump into their table?
Yeah, because I was trying to, the way those tables were set up, it was, and I'm not.
My partner, everybody.
I'm a bull in a china shop. Like, that's a whole different story to unpack. I feel like every time I move around somewhere I'm not super comfortable with, I feel like I'm going to knock shelves over and just destroy the place. So I try to be extra careful. And I was like, oh, I can fit through there. And I wiggled through between the tables, and then just all the prototypes just went, and like they all fell over it. I was like, and they weren't like, they were like the Mythic prototypes where they're like, resin and printed,
held
so
together with bubble gum and tape.
So I was like, putting them back together real quick. There was no one at the table, and I was just like, and like walked away.
Well, you heard it here, folks. If anybody from AWOC is watching this and you're wondering what the hell happened to your display,
no, it looked fine. It looked fine. No, I think they had them at PowerCon that year as well. They had them on display.
With a sign that said, "Do not touch the table."
Please stay away.
Yeah. PowerCon booths are set up a lot different than the Legion's Con booths were in 22. Yeah. So, but no, I think all the new figures that they have coming in the AWOC waves are like with Legions. The first waves it was a lot of the same body type with some swappable armor and heads. Like, they're doing some females, they're doing some bigger bucks, and I think they all look fantastic. Like those, seeing that wave or that series or whatever that Mythic Dolphin's talking about on display was what sold me to finally want to start getting some AWOC. So yeah.
Awesome. Beautiful.
Yeah, we don't, I mean, if it's really close Mythic adjacent, like, you know, I'll tell my husband, or if it is something like very reminiscent of my childhood, like when Alf went on sale right before Christmas or right after Christmas, whichever, you know, I was like, yeah, you got to get that for me. But for the most part, if it's not Mythic or Mythic adjacent or really close, then I don't like, I spend too much money on Mythic as it is. So, you know, I don't want to spend more money on another line that is not one that I absolutely love. So
gotcha. I totally get that. Yeah, you got to definitely make choices, but it is cool that they are introducing a female body type to that, and I'm glad that that line is doing well. You know, that's one that obviously the Horsemen have supported, and they've been at Legions Con the last couple of years, so it is good to see that one doing well. So
yeah, absolutely.
Cool. Well, ladies, we are just past the 2-hour mark. I think we're getting to that point of the show, but is there anything else that you guys wanted to talk about, promote, or anything else before we close out the show?
No, I can't think of anything. Just come over and watch us the 15th with John and Rebecca. Just super excited to talk to them, and yeah, just subscribe.
Beautiful.
Help us hit 500, and you guys did it tonight, 250.
There you go. So yeah, tune into their channel, subscribe, watch the show. It'll be 15th. They've got those guests on. Also, whether you're a lady that collects yourself, or if you know a lady that collects, whether it's Legions or another toy line, make sure you send them their way. You know, not only for the YouTube, but to the Legions Ladies group on Facebook, and yeah, just for a nice safe space to talk about toys and enjoy these things. So
yeah, we would love to have all the ladies join us in Legions Ladies and show us all the stuff that they're doing and they collect. We love to see it all.
Beautiful. Thanks, G.
Another super chat from G. Awesome show. Legions Ladies rock. #, Legions Ladies rock.
Thank you.
They do. Legions Ladies do rock.
Yes.
So.
And I have to say, getting you two on the show tonight started with me being awkward as all get out, and just being like,
I can confirm.
I'm despite doing this show, I can be kind of shy and like reaching out, especially like there's, you know, it's a community full of spouses and partners and everything. And I was like, here's this like random 40-year-old dude just like messaging someone's wife or whatever. Like I was like, I don't know how to do, like, I want to get more ladies on this show to talk, because we've had Melissa Somerville from Lady Tank Studios on. I mean, we did get to have Sherry on. Unfortunately, her connection wasn't great, but we had Sherry on. I was like, I don't know who, like, and try to get Nikki on, but she's had a lot of life stuff going on, and then just we haven't been able to make the schedule work out. And it's just like, I don't want to just start like private messaging like ladies, you know, women in the group, just like, hey, you want to come on my show? Like, it just makes me feel weird. Like if I walk into the toy aisle at Walmart and like a little kid comes down the aisle, I have to leave. Like I don't, like I'm a hairy 40-year-old dude in the toy section. Why is he alone with a kid in this aisle? Like I just feel like I don't want. I'm probably this is the whole Curtis talked about digging.
Yeah. Let me jump in and help you out there, Jesse. Because the story that I heard was that basically Jesse went to Lauren and said, hey, do you have any ladies for me? So that's what I had heard. And you know, yeah, and here you guys are. So
what the point I was trying to get with that, I'm glad you started Legions Ladies and that you're talking to those ladies, because then I can sit back and enjoy that show and not try to feel awkward. I just got to do that now. and now I don't have to do that. Like I still want to have other people on the show, other ladies from the group that want to talk here in addition, but like, I'm glad that you've got that show and you've got that group. And then there's that camaraderie, that group within a group that is still part of the bigger group, and that you want to reach out to more people who aren't just into the mythic and cosmic legions and everything. So I'm really excited for what you ladies are doing, and can't wait to see how far it goes.
I want to field a question here from Carver Customs. Says, when will we get Darla on Legions Ladies and show off her great work? As I said earlier, getting my wife on camera is not an easy feat. So I'm not saying that it won't happen, but just know if you do see her on any sort of show, know that it took a lot to get her there. And so just be aware of that. So FYI.
We are in the background working like crazy to get some of the amazing women in our community on our show. So just know that although you may not see it right away, we are just...
There you go.
Don't you want to come on the show? Don't you want to come on the show? Don't you want to come on the show? Don't you want to come on the show?
Yeah.
So
Very
hopefully
nice.
Eventually we will have lots and lots of the ladies that have said, I'm not doing that show. Come on the show.
Beautiful.
Very cool.
We also got a $2 super chat for Kevin Boots. Said, I feel this, Jesse. So he's right with you. He also is messaging Lauren to see if she's got any ladies for him.
Well, now hey, wait a second. Don't put that on Kevin. I mean, if you admit to that, Kevin, that's fine. But like, if that's not what's going on, don't read into that, people. Like,
all of a sudden, Lauren's PMs are blowing up.
I know. I think the way that you did it, Jesse, was very, very good. I think you went to Lauren and said, hey, would any of the ladies from the Legions Ladies like to come on our show? I think that was a fantastic way to do it. And Lauren reached out to us and then hooked everybody up together that wanted to do this. And that was even before Legions Con happened. And I know several of the ladies said that they would love to do it, but again, life gets in the way. And I think right before that was whenever I contacted Lauren and said, hey, can I use Legions Ladies? And so at Legions Con, when Amber and I were able to get together and talk, it was really, let's do this. And I am not a sit back and wait for it to happen kind of person.
I've kind of got that about you.
If I get an idea in my head, I'm like, I think we need to do this. And I can get one more person on board with me. I'm like, let's do it. And, praise God that it was Amber and Ryan already knew a little bit about StreamYard, and the many times that we got together before our first show to try to work things out, to teach me a brand new software that I'd never even heard of, much less used. And I'm still not really good with it. I would like to have lessons. But I think we're doing fine.
Well, I would just like to say to both of you ladies, you're doing fantastic. Love the show so far. If I could offer you one piece of advice, though, just make sure you're checking in on your spouses, because it's not easy when your wife all of a sudden becomes more popular in the community than you. I've been through that. We've got a little support group going. I've heard from Ryan. I know he's going through a little bit of that as well. Kevin may as well. So just make sure you check in on them every once in a while. Just say, hey, how are you doing? Are you still feeling relative in the community? Is there anything I can do? And just make sure they're doing all right. Okay.
Amber, what was it that Kevin put on one of ours, like this third show or something? How did he put himself?
Oh,
Kevin, Tonya's husband, McCoy, or something. I mean, it was
Tonya's husband, Kevin.
Yeah.
I was like, what?
Yeah. Let them know I do have that support group going. If they want to join, I can help them out.
I'll let him know.
Right.
Oh,
Beautiful.
Totally
Well,
agree, Dave.
we thank you
Thank
so
you.
much for joining. This has been a blast. Yeah, just keep doing what you're doing. So
Definitely.
we're gonna put you in the backstage. We're gonna close out the show. If you've got to run, no problem. If you don't, hang out. We'll be right back with you. All right.
Sounds
All right.
good. Thank you guys
Thank you very much, ladies.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Another one in the books, Jesse.
I don't know what book you're keeping, but yes.
Season 3, episode 5. We're moving through.
So-
We're trying to do another 52 in a row.
Oh yeah. We'll see.
And
We'll
this
see what
one- this
happens.
year-
SkiCon weekend might be a little
Yeah,
shaky. We'll see what happens there.
Yeah, there's a couple things coming up that it might be rough. Speaking of which, next week there's this little thing called the Super Bowl. So we have talked, and we're going to actually go at a different time, just so that and not that we can't compete with the Super Bowl, because obviously we can. I'm sure more people would want to watch us than that thing, but there are some great commercials during the Super Bowl. Who knows what kind of excitement's going to be at the halftime show. So, we don't want people to have to choose between the commercials and us. So we are going to go at 2 p.m. Eastern next Sunday. And I believe we've got a guest coming on with us next week. Don't we, Jesse?
Yes, we do. And for the record, Curtis decided we were going at 2:00. I just said, whatever.
I believe I
that just means I'm
asked
gonna-
you and our guest, but
I'm just going to be spending the rest of the day sitting on the couch by myself or painting. So no. I totally get it. I think we did last year after the Super Bowl, or while it was going on, and I don't remember how that went. But yes, so next week, where's the slides? Well, I'm looking in the chat.
It's right in.
That's Amber.
Right
There it is.
There we go. Or yeah, we both click it.
Yes. So next week we've got one of Curtis's favorite customizers, Arthur Soren, joining us.
Yeah,
at 2:00 Eastern.
I absolutely love Arthur's work. I thank Jeremy and everybody that put together that room, that they put me as far away from Arthur in the room as possible, because otherwise I would have spent way too much money. I already did spend way too much money at his table, but if I was like next to him, I would be on like a third mortgage on my house.
Didn't you have like 3 bought before the show even started?
Yes, we'll talk about it next week, but he was trying to set up, and I kept like going over there to see if he set up, and he's like, not yet, Curtis. And I'm like, and I'd be like peeking around the corner. And I'm like,
Oh,
yeah.
Not yet, Curtis. So he doesn't get the
No, he didn't
setup
yell at me.
attitude.
He didn't
yell
give
at
me.
you.
Yeah, he didn't give me the "I'm setting up, Curtis, get away from me." He didn't give me that. He was very nice about it.
Now I got to do Batman voice impressions to sell this for people at the next setup. Thanks.
But yeah, Arthur's is awesome. I can't wait to talk to him about his display from this past Legion's Con, his journey so far. That's going to be a fun one. So
Yes. Yeah. So we'll look for that again next week, 2 p.m. Eastern. So we're doing it 6 hours early. So for the 3 of you that watch this show that want to watch the Super Bowl, you can, since they haven't had good commercials in like 8 years. So
who knows? We may get a Marvel drop that we're not aware of or something, maybe something cool. Who knows?
Yeah, I'll watch it online.
Maybe we'll get a Deadpool commercial. So
maybe.
All right. Hey, and also
yes,
check us out on Wednesdays in the middle of the week, because we're doing these Wednesday one shots, and where Jesse and I recommend something that we've liked and we're interested in. We've got 2 so far. We've got Blue Eye Samurai, and what was the second one? Shoot,
we did. Yeah, Blue Eye Samurai and Echo.
And we got another one coming out this Wednesday. So yeah, be prepared for it. So
yeah, this Wednesday at 12:00 noon. If it looks like it's live, it's not live. I'm trying to figure out how to get that to go up. But if I do it at 12, then I can watch it during my lunch break and chat with people in the chat. So
there you go.
Yeah, Wednesday one shots, Wednesdays at 12. And I think we've kept people here long enough.
Flannel gang.
Yeah. I mean, I got to come up with a different expression, That's purple
true.
gang. We got to, Yeah.
And until next time.
That's going to get dangerous. What's on your shelf? No!